after the SciTech experience that I had last week, or was it 2 weeks ago? I can't remember. I think it was 2 weeks ago. I just went back to that. Yeah, 2 weeks ago I bought a SciTech X52 flight stick from a store in our little nothing town, really. It's really just a thrift store. I just came from there and I was talking to the guy who owns it. And it's a funny story, really, because he's a consultant. He has a different job, but it's pretty quiet, and he decided to start a thrift store. So he gets stuff, and he's got a store full of stuff. You know, this is a magnificent way of getting free stuff. Is just saying that you're a thrift store, and people come and bring you stuff. It's amazing. So I got the SciTech X52 for $7.50, which was a great deal, and you know, that store, that experience has been in my mind. I thought, well, you know, I have to get back there, secretly hoping that there's another one, but there wasn't. Of course, there wasn't. But I did look in the same place. There was a flight stick, though, and it was like a single stick and no throttle, so it was worthless, basically. And there was a GameCube, though. I saw a stack of games with it, which weren't, you know, Metroid was in there, and some other pretty good games. But it was $75 for a GameCube with one controller, purple GameCube, one controller, and a stack of games like Yay High. $75, way overpriced. And he's pricing the items. Now, this may have something to do with the fact that I ran into a friend of this man, who is a friend of mine, and I told him, you know, I got something there. I didn't say what it was, and I got something there for a price that it shouldn't have been sold for. So I think he wised up and because I asked him about the price. You know, do you price your own stuff or what? Yeah, I priced it. So I didn't tell him about the flight stick, though. But he had sort of caught on. But now he's selling a GameCube for $75, which is bullshit, of course. So prices have gone up already, and I'm partly to blame for that. But I got my deal, so I'm happy anyway. I did get some stuff, though. It's not really game related, but it's nerd related. And it's this. I really happy with it. But it's the Blake's 7 complete DVD set. Now, if you don't know Blake's 7, just look at the pictures. It's amazing. Gareth Thomas, Paul Darrow, Michael Keating, come on. Sally Nivette, David Jackson, Jan Chappell, Jacqueline Pierce, Stephen Grief, and Peter Tuddenham. But look at this. It's like 13 episodes in one box. Oh, someone actually marked something on here. They look pretty nice, though. It's 4 DVDs in one box. I haven't even checked them. I'm guessing it's complete. I should have checked this in the store, but it looks like it's complete. Yeah, it's DVD, not Blu-ray, but it was $17.50. 4 DVDs, so this well, you can do the math. I can't. 32 DVDs. But the whole Blake 7 series. This was a science fiction series on the BBC, which I watched. I can actually remember the day that BBC started broadcasting in our country. I can remember some newsreader welcoming us as new viewers. But I think Blake 7 was already on TV, although I can't. Hey, there's another price tag under here, and it was 25. It was 25, and now it's 17.50. So he marked it down. Okay. Well, so science fiction series on TV, and I haven't seen this in ages, so I'm gonna, you know, this was I was watching this around the time that I was also watching Star Trek. You know, when Star Trek really had like special effects and you know, the communicator and the what is it, the data recorder, the you know, and the transportation, and it was a sort of a you know, sort of set the standard for what science fiction was supposed to look like. And Blake 7, it had, you know, the weapons were just, you could just tell they were just plasticky things, and the weapons had like a wire that was attached to something on their belts. It looked really stupid, basically. You know, and at the same time, it was believable because they had that computer. What was it called? Auric? I can't remember. I'm gonna so enjoy these series. The spaceship was cool, though. The computer on the wall was cool. The babes were cool. They had good babes. And I think the stories in this series were actually, I'm molesting this thing, removing the sticker. I'm mindlessly removing the sticker, and now I've got a sort of a dent in it. So what? I don't care. I don't really care. It's a sad thing that the blonde isn't on there, because I really, oh, there they are. They sort of look a little bit like ABBA standing there. The blonde, I like the blonde. Oh, and then there's the stupid guy with the long hair. And the computer. What was the computer called? Oh, this is going to be great. Blake 7 science fiction series from, oh, this was from, what year is this anyway? It must be the beginning of the 80s, maybe. Yeah, well, this was, oh, 1978. The end of the 70s. 78. Looking at series 1. And if I look at, or this is 4, and 4 is from 81. So from 78 to 81. Awesome. 1750. I'm really happy. And then something that is gaming related, still sticking to my list, mind you. They had a game guide for Far Cry by Brady Games, but it's a small format. I didn't know they made these. But it looks, I have this game. And I've not played it, of course, but I have it, and now I have and I'm removing the sticker again. And now I have a game guide for it. So that's pretty good. I've also done something that I probably shouldn't have done, but it was, well, I bought a game that is not on my list. So I've transgressed, and I should really cross one of the games off, although this one was really cheap. I think it was $6, and I bought Child of Light, which was recommended to me by Natalie, who is in some way related to Evo Haler. She told me about this game, and I tried to find it on the Wii U, and it was there, but it was too expensive, so I didn't want to buy it, and it wasn't on my list, so there was another reason. And then I was browsing. I also looked for it on PS3 on PlayStation Network, and it wasn't there. And then, like last week, I was on the website, and it's Child of Light, and it was cheap because I have like the plus thingy, and I bought it, and I played a little bit of. It's a very nice game. Child of Light. It's an action RPG with turn-based battle where you have like. There's a time bar, and you and each enemy sort of moves along the time bar, and when it's time, you know, your turn comes. But you can influence the speed at which enemies move along the time bar by confusing them with a light. You can blind them so they progress slowly, and you pass them so you get the first. You know, it's another strategy element. It's nice. It's a very atmospheric game. It's you're a girl. You're the daughter of you're a princess. You're the daughter of a king, and he has like a mysterious wife. And one night you fall asleep and you don't wake up, but nobody knows that you're in a dream world and you're trying to get out of the dream world. So, and this completely magical. It's a sort of cel-shaded environment. It's side-scrolling, so it's platforming and jumping, sort of like a Little Big Planet-like. And then you come across these battles, and you can surprise your enemies, you know, and or you can probably evade them as well. You have to lug like stuff around to be able to jump on things. It's a pretty game. It's a nice game. I'm glad I bought it. It wasn't on my list. Officially, I have to take one off now, and I'm not sure which one, but I will, because I want to stay within the rules, and I'll just cross off one of the games that you know, that I don't really want. Someone offered me a game that is on my list, which was Far Cry 4 for the PS3, but they wanted $30, and I didn't do it. So that's still on the wish list. I pre-ordered something. On to the Elite Dangerous stuff. I'm still playing nothing but Elite Dangerous. I'm loving it. I have a Cobra now. I have 2.2 million credits. I'm doing trade runs, which is basically boring, but I'm loving it because, you know, I'm getting interdicted here and there, and I'm you know, I'm in a fight here and there. I have enough money to buy a new ship, but I'm sort of doing my thing, and I'm still loving it. Nothing's changed there. But I've been playing with Face Track No IR, which is a method of measuring your head pose and translating that to movement in the game, which is very nice because it frees up your hands to do other things inside the game. But I bought, you know, I'm happy with the solution. It's a free solution and it works, but there's just a tiny bit of lag and a tiny bit of uncontrolled movement. Last night I was playing and it was doing weird things, and I'm thinking, you know, nothing's changed. The lighting is the same, the position is the same, and it does something different. And I recalibrate, and it's sort of not working with me. And then the night before that, it was great. You know, I was just very natural head movement, and I'm thinking, you know, what's different? So I bought EDTracker, which is a tracking device that you put on your head. So I'm gonna have to use a cap, or I'm gonna have to use like a headphone, and it has a gyroscope and a magnetometer, which tracks your head pose in a different way and translates that directly to the game. So I'm hoping and I'm suspecting that that will give me a better control. I still think that the best option for head tracking, and this is not just for Elite Dangerous, you know, this is for Euro Truck Simulator, for racing games, and this is for flight simulators, of course. I still think Track IR is, you know, performance-wise, it's the best way to go, because your movements are really tight, and when you hold your head still, it just stops, and it doesn't do all kinds of other movements that you didn't ask for. But I still feel funny about having like a contraption strapped to the side of my head. You know, I don't want to look I look stupid enough sitting there with a joystick and everything, and I'm not going to sit there with like a headgear. I'm going to feel like Dr. Emmett Brown in you know, with the mind reading contraption. Do you know what this means? That this thing doesn't work. Well, that's what I don't want. Oh, and ultimately, I think the Oculus Rift would be the best option. You can buy it for $350. The DK2, so the development kit 2, which means that the product that they sell now is not meant for end users. But, you know, if you're a little bit more advanced technically, you can, you know, with a lot of setup and effort, you can make it work. And the DK2 is the way to go because it's 3D. You know, the DK2 version has a higher resolution, so you can actually play the game and look around and read what's there. But I'm not going to spend that kind of money. But in the end, that would be the best solution for gaming, obviously. That being said, I'm all done. If you still want to enter in our little Who Wants to Be a Millionaire competition that's going on between Infected Flinch and Lactobacillus and I, we have a new competitor, the Midnight Gamer, who basically kicked all our asses. You know, it's basically he's killed the competition. I mean, it's not fun anymore. He just won a fucking million, and he didn't even use any aids, and he's all, oh, you know, I was lucky. No, so we need someone in the competition to kick his ass, you know, like do it faster or something, or I don't know how you can beat him now, but it's easy. There are no prizes other than honor. Just get the game Who Wants to Be a Millionaire on any platform. It doesn't matter, on any version. Just play it, film it, and show us how much money you are left with. So in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, you can like go up to 30,000 or 32,000, and then when you get the question wrong, you fall back to the last like save point, and that's the end money you get. So you can, you know, I've answered more questions correctly, but my end score was always 1,000. So enter the competition, please. And that's it. I'm probably forgetting something. I don't care. I'll make another video. But this is it. Thanks for watching. Natalie, I'm wearing it, and it's the last time. The more I think of it, the stupider I think Loot Crate is. I think I saw what it costs to get Loot Crate. Is it really $29? Is that not... Maybe I read it wrong. I don't know. See you guys.